Hi everybody, so nice to see you again. Remember we're busy with data handling, and today, last time in the previous lesson we've collected the data. And if you missed that one, I want you to go back because that will help you to understand today's lesson better. So once we've collected the data, we've got to organize and summarize the data using measures of dispersion, inclusion, range, and extremes. So let's start. Data that we collect is called raw data. This data has not been organized or summarized. Lists of raw data can be difficult to read and to make sense of. So we organize them in a way that make them easier to work with. In this lesson, we will learn to organize data in frequency tables and stem and leaf displays. A frequency table. A frequency table has 3 columns. I think we must say columns, right? One for the data values, another for the tallies, and a third for the frequencies. Now that might not make any sense to you, but don't worry, I'm going to explain. First, what is a tally? Tallies are counting marks that are grouped in bunches of 5. So I think you've seen this before. So if they count, that they make it like bunches like that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is what we call tallies. Now I'm going to give you an example. A soccer coach kept a record of his team's results during a season. And here is his data. Now there's a win, a loss, a draw, a win, a draw. You can see there's like the raw data. So you cannot really do much with that. And you actually naturally tend to want to count how many wins, how many draws. Okay, so naturally we want to organize the data to make more sense to us. Okay. So what are we going to do? So we're going to organize this in a frequency table. So remember I said there's a column for result, win, draw, the result, wins, draws, and losses, for the tallies, and for the frequency. Now that I've repeated the results at the top there. So you can see the wins. He had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's got 9. Can you see? 9 wins. So the frequency is 9. If you want to check it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So similarly, the draws, we can know it's 5, 6. So it's 6 times that they drew their match, and losses then is 5. So this is what we call a frequency table. So now we can easily look at this result and we can say that 9 times they actually won their matches, which is awesome, right? And they only lost 5 times. Cool. The data in the previous example consists of letters. Numerical data is data that consists of numbers. So remember the one was a win, a draw, a loss. And now numerical data is data that consists of numbers. So another way to organize numerical data is the stem and leaf display method. This is a very useful way of organizing data of which some or all of the values have more than 1 digit. In a stem and a leaf display, we break up each data value into a stem part and a leaf part. We choose the values of the stem in such a way that the leaves consist of a single digit. Let's explain. Winnie measured the heights of 30 children, correct to the nearest centimeter. Her measurements are shown below. So here's a whole lot of raw data, and we are now going to put this in a stem and leaf display. So first of all, there's our stem and our leaf. So remember we said the last digit will form the leaf, right? And the first two will then form the stem. So if you look at that, we've got stem. So there's 10 and the last is 8. If there's 103, it's 10 and 3. 101 is 10 and 1. Okay, so this is how we organize that. And we then based it on a 10 as a stem, or 11 or a 12. So now once we've done this, we just follow this format. There's a 10 and you can see there's a 10, there's a 12, there's a more 10s, there's a 11. So we're just then going to put it under the 10, 11 or 12, and the single digit will be part of the leaf display. Now our next step then is to order the leaves of each stem from smallest to greatest. So just check this. So 10, 8, 3, 1. So here we start, there's a 0, there's a 1, there's a 2, there's a 3, there are 2 3s, a 4, a 5, a 8, and 2 9s. And if you want to check, there's the 1 9 and there's the other 9. So we do that then with every one. So this is how we organize and order our data. So what can we do with this? So we can say, for example, now just to remind you, what was this all about? It was Winnie who measured the heights of 30 children. So we are referring to the heights in the nearest centimeter. Okay. So now once we've organized it like this, we can argue that the shortest learner in the class is 100 centimeters. Correct. The tallest learner is 124 centimeters. We can all get it from our graph. And we can say that the common height, the most learners who fell in this category was 117 centimeters tall. And we can all read this from our stem and leaf display. Isn't this fun to do? Okay, so I've just done this again to, once you get back to this slide, perhaps, or this video, the lesson, then you can just find out like what we've gathered from this, and you can actually gather much more information from that graph if you want to spend time on it. Not from the graph, sorry, from the stem and leaf display. Okay, right. If we want to continue with this, sometimes, however, we want to group data into different intervals. Now, what is an interval? An interval is a range of data values. We can choose any convenient interval. Okay, so for example, Mrs. Maya is a beekeeper. She keeps track of the number of jars of honey that she sells each week. Now here is the data for 40 weeks. This is her raw data. Okay, so 1 week she will sell 5 jars, some weeks 13, and I mean as many jars as 24 in that 1 week. But you cannot do much with this. So what has she decided? To make a frequency table. And she have decided in 0 to 4 weeks, she's selling 5. She sold 5 jars of honey. 5 to 9 jars of honey was sold in 11 weeks, 10 to 14 in 14 weeks, 15 to 19 in 7 weeks, and 20 to 24 jars in 3 weeks from the total of 40. So how can we check this? We can add this up and make sure that we get 40, so we've got it all well represented. So now again, we can answer questions on this information. We can say what happened when she sold 10 to 14 jars, like that is the amount that she's selling more often. So now why do you think that is the case? What happened when she's managed to sell 3 jars Do you think the 14 was when she did proper advertising, or the 3 jars was when it was the end of the month, people did not have enough money? So now she can draw information from this organized data. Okay, right, now it's your turn. This is a stem and leaf display. Now I want you to pause and to write down the numbers that are represented by this stem and leaf display. Remember, this is the single digit and this is the base, the stem. So it's from 8, so it's 85. I'm not going to say anything more. You're going to pause and then you're going to write them down. Okay. So let's see, how did you do? 85, 86, 82, 86, 88, 92, 94, 95, 96, 2 97s, 100, 101, 103, and 104. How did you do? Congratulations if you got this all correct. Now this is another problem for you to solve. The ages of 50 people in a village are shown below. So now in this village we have people of 33 years old, of 1 year old, of, I'm trying to find a higher one, 72 years old. Now we're asking you to represent this data in a stem and leaf display first. Secondly, from the stem and leaf display, to work out how many people were at least 50 years old and how many people were less than 20 years old. So please pause and do this, and then I'll see you after you've completed this. Okay, now let's see. There's our stem and leaf. So remember, we've written it all down. Now I hope you've worked this one out, that if somebody is 1 year old, we make our stem 0 and the leaf is 1, right? So it's less than so it is 1 is more than it's like 11, right? 11 years old. So this is less than 10 years old. So our stem is 0. So we've got 1, and now we've first written them down, remember, and then we organize them from smallest to highest. So now this is our stem and leaf display from this data. So you can pause and check your answers. And then from this we can work out that 15 people were at least 50 years old. At least 50 years old. So let's see if you get the same answer. And 18 people were less than 20 years old. So again, you can pause and check your answer and see if you agree with me. And now we're going to continue from this. So I hope you enjoyed this section. And now we're going to go even one step further. Now we're going to summarize data further. We use measures of central tendency. Don't worry, it's actually very easy to describe the middle values of a data set. There are 3 measures of central tendency. Sounds so smart, but it's actually we refer to the mean, the median, and the mode. Right, so I hope you can remember this from previous grades. I'm just going to remind you. The median of a data set is the middle value of the ordered data. Now remember, all the time I'm telling you, once you've done you order your data. So it's the median is the middle value of the ordered data set. So if you want to find the median of a data set that is not ordered, you must first order the data set in ascending order. If there is an odd number of values in the data set, the median is the middle value, right? If there is an even number of values, the median is the average of the two middle values. I hope you can still remember it from previous grades, but we're going to do lots of examples to help you. What is the mode? The mode of a data set is the value or values that appear most often in a data set. So now a data set can have one mode, two modes, or even no modes. If a data set has two modes, we say that is bimodal. Now what then is the mean? The mean of a data set is the average of all the numbers in the data set. The formula is the sum of all the values in the data set divided by the number of values in the data set. Yes, you remember this. I can see that, right? So let's do some examples. Now in this data set, they ask us to find the median, the mode, and the mean. So now first of all, there are 9 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 values in the data set. The middle value is the fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the median is 27. Remember, it's got to be ordered, but this data set is ordered. The mode is 17 because it is the only data value that appears twice. And the mean is the sum of values or numbers of values. So that is, if we add this up, it's 233 divided by the 9 values. And our mean then is 25.9. Cool. Right, let's do another example. Find the median, mode, and mean of the following data set. So median, first we have to order the data first. Remember, this is very important. So that set of data is very raw and it's not been ordered. So we order the data and then we count them. One, there's like 14. I'm not going to waste your time. You can do that. There are 14 values. So the median lies between, 7 and the 7th and the 8th value. So these are 20 and 24. So the average of the two, then we're going to work out the average of the two. So the median is 22. The modes are 4 because it appears twice and 24 because it also appears twice. And that will be the modes. And because both of these numbers appear twice, the data set is bimodal. And then lastly, the mean is the sum of the values, which is 298 divided by 14, so the mean is 21.3. Are you ready to do your own examples? Just wait for another thing that we're going to do, which is the range. We use measures of dispersion to describe the spread of the values of a data set. The measures of dispersion of a data set is called the range. The range is the difference between the largest and the smallest value in the data set. The bigger the range, the further the values in the data set are spread apart. So look at this example. So can you see the smallest is 1.9, the largest is 6.3. So the range is the difference between 6.3, the largest, and the smallest, and that is 4.4. Okay, right, now it's your turn. A farmer counted the number of potatoes that each potato plant in his garden produced. He collected data from 24 plants and listed his results. There you've got them. Now they ask you to calculate the mean, the median, the mode, and the range of these values. So again, you know the story, you're going to pause. You're going to do this. If you're not so sure, you go back to the previous slides to just refresh your memory, and then I'll see you with the answers. Okay, right. So the mean is 263 divided by 24, which is 15.1. The median is, if you organize your data, you see your median is, that is the center, is 15. It is 24, so it is in the middle, but because it's the same, the answer would be 15. And the mode is 12 because it appears 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So the mode is 12. And the range would be from 21 minus 10, the range is 11. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.